Hey, the Wandering Dreamman here with another Let's Talk About. This time it's about fictional creatures. I have been requested about doing a talk about mythological creatures, but since a lot of fictional creatures, especially from fantasy, have great relations to creatures from mythology, I could say that there would be a idea in placing the two together. I've already talked about it in great detail from my top 10 dragons in gaming, so I don't really think that I should do more into that, but well, that could be the idea. Okay, you know what, you get the idea there. But to start off, I could talk a little bit about a common mistake, because how many of you actually know what a gorgon is? Well, let me say it this way then. Do you know how Medusa looks like? Yeah? The fact is then that Medusa is a gorgon. Yeah, Medusa is a gorgon. Her appearance might be iconic, and the thing here that people make the common mistake about is that Medusa as a creature is often compared to being Medusa. So let me try and explain it a little better. The creature that Medusa isn't in common tongue being said to be a gorgon, but said to be Medusa, which is wrong. She's not. Her creature type Her creature type isn't Medusa. Her creature type is gorgon. That way around. Now that got out of the question, but there's also a lot of physical appearances between a lot of creatures, which I actually want to start out talking a little bit about. I have two examples I want to speak a little bit about. There's the Naga and the Laminar. Okay, let's start out. Both Naga and Laminar is being depicted as being half human, half snake, as being everything from their waist and up to their head is human, and everything from their waist and below is a snake tail. Well, now you got the appearance of both of them, but there's still the personalities and still the references. The Naga originates from Hinduism and Buddhism, as being depicted both as positive and mildly neutral, as being water people, aquatic people living underwater, living in lakes, living in, I'm nearly saying pools of water, but you get the idea. And and a lot of the times they have been seen as persecutors of all living beings, and also nearly people to be praying to get prosperity at sea or around water. As far as I could get from it, I guess. But that's about the Naga. The Laminar, on the other hand, is known to be originated from Greek mythology, from the queen Laminar, who who had a sexual affair with Zeus, if I have to speak a more understandable language, and have then given birth to a lot of his children, but then drove Hera, Zeus's godly wife, jealous, and then in the rage turned Laminar into half human, half snake, that then devoured children. So Laminar have gotten the more negative view on it. You can kind of see the difference here now. They still kind of look the same, except for the fact that Nagas often have been depicted as having cobra tails, as in a specific type of tail, where Laminar often only have. Actually, I couldn't really get if she had a specific kind of tail, specific kind of snake tail, but yeah, it's the internet. You can search about it as I have. But another one I really want to talk about is wyverns and dragons. Now, there have been, just like my top 10 dragons in gaming, I have been talking about it, but I want to talk a bit more about it. Because with dragons, you all know the direct appearance of it. And yes, wyverns is dragon-like, but there's still a big difference. Wyverns have no 4 legs. Wyverns have no clear marking of their torso. Wyverns haven't been worshipped as being gods. Wyverns, by the fact that they don't have any 4 legs, they have to stabilize themselves on their wings. So they actually bend forward a lot of the time. Wyverns have been known as only being able to use either fire or poison. The wyvern originates from European literature, where the dragon, I've already talked about how many different mythologies the dragons can come from. No problem about that. But then again, the dragon have a clear appearance of what's the torso. Dragons have 4 legs. Dragons have been worshipped as gods. I'm not kidding. They have. And they have been connected to a lot of more elements. Mainly fire, earth and water. Wyverns haven't. Wyverns have more been depicted as being either scavengers or direct hunters. So now with that out of the way, when I got the request to talk about this, one of the main questions I got from here was, what if the creatures from mythology, what if mythological creatures were real? And once again, I want to say, okay, here I'm just gonna cut fantasy creatures away, because this is a specific question. What if mythological creatures were real? And to that, I want to make one comparison, because I can't help it. So, Pokemon, okay? Pokemon. What have been the request? What have been the answer? A lot of the times you have heard that, what if Pokemon were real? You have probably heard something like, oh, it would be the end of the world, the end of civilization. We would have sea serpents terrorizing the seas, no sea traffic at all. We would have birds being able to to whip out tornadoes and twisters just by flapping their wings. We would have dragons flying around, incinerating and eating every one of us. It would be total chaos, destruction. Nobody would live. Nothing would live. Something like that. Now, here's the thing. Wouldn't it have been any more different from that if mythological creatures were real? I mean, let me name a couple of examples. There's the Euromundra, also known as the Midgard Worm, said to have the length to span across the world and being able to terrorize and devour sailors across the sea. We have Titans, old gods of the elements, higher than a mountain, walking the earth. We have dragons, incinerating and eating everyone. We have, as said earlier, Laminar, a child devourer. We have, let's see, what else? Right away. As mythology, the Fenris wolf being able to swallow the sun, causing eternal darkness. My point is, if you think that what if Pikachu were real would cause a total disaster, then think about what if your favorite mythological creature became alive? How much damage would there be in comparison? I could name more examples. There would be ravaging, raping centaurs. There would be minotaurs able to eat men, sirens being able to seduce everyone in their paths. There would be... Oh, fuck. There's so fucking many. Yeah. You know what? Right now, I think my brain have an overdrive just researching for all of the mythological creatures that exist. But, as I said earlier, I think that if mythological creatures were real, wouldn't be far-fetched as if Pokemon were real. Because there's a lot of similarities. But what is my real view upon mythological creatures, and especially fictional creatures? Well, with those that have been worshipped, it's really easy to think as those as being representations of nature elements or natural forces. Say, as I said in my top 10 Dragons Gaming, again, reference, I stated that the sorry if I get a little bit racist here, but that according to Chinese mythology, dragons were worshipped as being water bringers, rain bringers, rain gods. And Titans from Greek mythology have been worshipped. Okay, not worshipped per se, far from being worshipped in fact, but have been seen as being forces, raw elements of nature. Let's see, Gaia, the Titan of Earth itself. That's just one of the examples. Then there is If I should bring other examples, yeah, I could imagine that the Fenris wolf, as again mentioned earlier, being able to swallow the sun, could have been a similarity to the cosmic phenomenon of the moon blocking the sun. What the fuck is the word for it? I'm such a geek in a lot of ways, but my English isn't as good as possible. Fuck me. Okay, well, the Midgard Worm have been said to be appearing during storms, or as being what cause storms at sea. So maybe it could have been represented as being the force during a storm that just makes sailors disappear. There's stuff like that, but there's also, both from mythology and from literature, there's also creatures that can be compared to human psyche. Let's see. There's the vampire, known for their grace and elegance, their charm, but also known for being blood-sucking beasts that just prey on people. But they have also been known as an internal struggle between what's humane and what's bestiality. So already there we have a Freudian kind of psyche right there, between the super ego and the id. How do you pronounce that? Where the super ego is representing the norms, the rules that society is playing towards you, and where the id, okay, I'm just saying it by other reasons. I'm saying it, where the it have been a representation of all your lusts, all your needs. Let's say sex, food, thirst, all of those needs just hidden in it. So already, but so that have been a directly shown way to see it. But another one that I think can be compared to the vampire is the werewolf, where I think that the werewolf have been a upper society view on the lower classes of the same incidences, where once a month they let loose of their super ego and just prey on other people, as in not thinking about what would hurt them, what would the rest of the society think, just what they need burst out. But where the vampires can have a bit more control, the werewolves seldomly have. So I think that's a kinda comparison right there. But there can be exceptions. And there's the faun named Pan from Greek mythology, which is said to be half goat, half man. I'm not talking about a satyr here, because a satyr is often being depicted as being part, oh my fucking god, The goat with the curly hair, the curly horns, okay? That animal. Well, the goat where this fawn have been depicted as just half man, half goat. It have been depicted as being bringer of. You know what? I have forgotten about what I was about to say about fawn. Okay. You know, before I get a brain breakdown, I think I'm gonna call this one off from here. I've talked in details about it, and I think you can get something off of it. And if not, well, I'm sorry. Well, leave a comment and talk about this one. What's your view on the subject matters? That's my intent with this series of videos. Let's talk about these things. Let's see what can be learned from them. What do people think about it? Because it is in the cliff between people that new knowledge is born. And it is also in the cliff and in the meeting of the new that knowledge is born.